Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bosch. The number of clean diesel models in North America will double by 2014. Bosch Clean Diesel. Good, clean, fun. Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. And by Dow Automotive Systems. Improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Welcome to Autoline Daily for May 2nd. I'm John McElroy, and we're going to have a full report on April sales in the American market later in the show. But first, let's take a look at some of the latest product news. And you know, it feels like we've been waiting about 20 years for this, but Ford finally opened the order books for its highly anticipated Focus ST. At last, you can build and price one of them on its American website. This 2013 model is powered by a 2-liter EcoBoost engine. It's officially rated at 252 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque, which ought to make this little 5-door scream. In fact, a source inside the company tells us its top speed is 148 miles an hour. The Focus ST is offered exclusively with a 6-speed manual transmission. Base price is just about $25,000, and that includes shipping and handling charges. But if you load it up with options, it'll set you back about 31 grand. No fuel economy figures have been revealed, nor has the release date, so stay tuned. What's old is new again, or in this case, what's dead is alive. According to Autoblog Green, the super aerodynamic and super defunct Aptera 2E is being revived. It was spotted at the Beijing Auto Show because a Chinese company called zapped has apparently bought the body molds and plans to start building cars. It's reported they also plan to ship them to the United States, where powertrains would be installed. But due to some legal issues, it seems pretty unlikely that Apteras will ever be sold in America. Hey, here's a really interesting one because scientists in Germany are developing tires that adapt to weather conditions or any kind of road surface. According to Motor Authority, embedded sensors in the tire would automatically adjust for optimum grip and fuel efficiency. In other words, the tread pattern will change or reconfigure to get the best performance. Flexible actuators, piezo ceramic actuators, shape memory alloys, and other smart materials are what are used to make it work. As you can probably guess, it'll be years before these tires are ready for public use, but hopefully it's not too long because it sure would be nice not to worry about putting snow tires on during the winter, at least for those of us who live in the snow belt. India has the Tata Nano, but now China has the Zoete Z100. According to China Car Times, it's the cheapest car in the Chinese market with a starting price of just $3,700. Powering the Z100 is a 1-liter engine mated to a 5-speed manual transmission, but it could just be a copy of the Suzuki Alto. Zoete purchased another Chinese company which built the Alto under license. We don't know if this is a legal replica or not, but they sure look like twins to me. Coming up next, we have a lot to learn from what the market's telling us. We're going to do a deep dive into April car sales.
Clean diesel models in North America will double by 2014. Why? Higher take rates, lower cost of ownership, longer range and better fuel mileage, lower CO2 emissions. Clean diesel, good, economical, functional. Bosch, invented for life.
New car sales in April in the American market show that the market is well above a year ago, but somewhat softer than the prior month. Total sales came to nearly 1.2 million vehicles, up 15%, which Ward's Auto says translates into a SAAR of almost 14.4 million. But sales were down 1.6% compared to March. The top 5 gainers in the market included Daimler, which was up 44%. You know, typically we just call it Mercedes-Benz, but take a look at this. Smart was up 84%. Even so, total Smart sales were only 764 cars, so don't get too excited. Chrysler continues to stun everyone, and it posted another 35% jump. VW, Audi were up 27%, Toyota up 25%, and Porsche 22%. The Toyota Camry continues to be the best-selling car in America, but it just barely edged out the Honda Accord. Clearly, the two Japanese juggernauts are regaining their foothold after a disastrous year ago April, which was just after the earthquake hit. The Chevy Malibu, Ford Fusion, and Hyundai Sonata all finished close to each other. And while the Nissan Altima blew everyone away in March with sales of 41,000 cars, clearly it pulled a lot of customers forward because in April, sales fell 60%. Toyota and Honda also dominated small car sales with the Corolla and Civic. The Ford Focus and Chevy Cruze were well behind them, but look who broke into the top 5 in this segment. The Volkswagen Jetta. Amazingly, VW pulled ahead of Nissan, Hyundai, and Kia. On the truck side, the Ford F-Series continues to easily lead the segment, but look at the Ram pickup, which saw a 34% jump. Looks like they're clearing out the inventory to clear the decks for the redesigned Ram that comes out later this year. If I were Chevy, I'd be nervous about how Ram is closing the gap with Silverado. In the hot compact crossover segment, Honda easily led the way with the CR-V, but a surprise was the strength of the Chevy Equinox, which edged out the Ford Escape, Toyota RAV4, and Nissan Rogue. Electric car sales continued to disappoint. While sales of the Chevy Volt were up 233% compared to a year ago, total sales only came to 1,462 cars, which was actually a 25% drop from the month before. Nissan Leaf sales were a paltry 370 cars, while Mitsubishi only managed to sell 79 I's. Sales of hybrids, EVs, and cars with e-assist shot up 80% over a year ago, but almost all of that is thanks to the Toyota Prius. The sedan, the V, and the C now account for 41% of all hybrid sales. Even so, hybrid sales were down 2.4% from March, which means they fell more than the overall market, even with sky-high gasoline prices. Well, that wraps up our sales report, but before we go, be sure to join us Thursday night for Autoline After Hours. Our guest will be Bill Coughlin from Ford, the guy who's responsible for bringing Tech Shop to Detroit, and you'll be amazed at why he did this. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.